We're in a holy war, and I will tell you this. Because we're willing to die in the holy war, we will make them die in the holy war.
That is neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes calling for a holy war against Jewish people. The far-right influencer who had dinner with Donald Trump less than a year ago made the comments recently at an America First rally in West Palm Beach, Florida.
We have God on our side, and they will go down with their satanic master. They have no future in America. The enemies of Christ have no future in this world. Thank you. God bless you. Good night.
Again, Fuentes had dinner with Trump in Florida last November. Neither Trump nor Governor Ron DeSantis, nor most of the Republican Party for that matter, criticized Fuentes after learning what he stands for. Fuentes' most recent comments were live streamed to some 5,000 people on Rumble. It's not clear how many people were actually in the crowd, but the in-person tickets for the rally went for $50 each, with $1,000 getting guests a special private dinner with Fuentes. The room of obviously socially isolated boys roared with applause at Fuentes' pledge to kill Jewish people. The comments were amplified on social media, thanks in part to Twitter owner Elon Musk. Musk replied to a tweet with screenshots of the event's comment section on Rumble. The comments included remarks such as, "Hitler failed us by not finishing the job," and "Without lies, Islam dies." Musk in turn amplified the tweet with an exclamation point. And given the context, it's unfortunate that Musk didn't include more explicit concern than just an exclamation. Fuentes, of course, has a long track record of hateful comments. He was previously banned from social media outlets for violent rhetoric about people of color, women, Jewish people, immigrants, LGBTQ people, COVID-19, and more. He has proudly declared he is just like Hitler, who he has also called a pedophile and cool. And Fuentes has declared that Catholic monarchy, just war, crusades, and inquisitions are much better than democracy. Nonetheless, at the end of July, Fuentes is set to headline a college Republican national convention. The event is being hosted in Arizona by College Republicans United, a group that, according to its website, has been committed to spreading America First across college campuses since January of 2018. Among the group's values are planks like opposition to immigration and multiculturalism. Not to be outdone, also speaking at the event in July is January 6 rioter Jake Chansley, known as the QAnon shaman. Chansley has been active in trying to spread QAnon conspiracy theories. One of the insane theories is that non-believers drink children's blood in order to somehow obtain the fountain of youth. And anti-Semites have long used a blood libel against Jewish people. So the craziness ends up linking neo-Nazis like Nick Fuentes, who keeps his deranged followers riled up with pledges to kill the Jews. It would be easy to chalk up Fuentes and his ilk as a small lunatic right-wing fringe in our society, and to imagine that such a fringe will always exist. But there's plenty of evidence that the right-wing fringe in America is growing. Over the past few years, acts of violent anti-Semitism have increased, and in some far-right political circles, the hatred is more open and unabashed than ever. One solution would be for leaders of the Republican Party to denounce Fuentes and his movement. But again, most of the GOP is silent. And when Donald Trump has been pressed about breaking bread with Fuentes, Trump's response was, "Well, I didn't know who Fuentes was." Well, that was then. And this is now. And with Fuentes pledging a holy war against Jewish people, it is incumbent on all people, including Donald Trump, who has Jewish grandchildren, to speak out. By the way, Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke at a Fuentes conference a year ago. Greene recently gave a speech attacking President Biden that has now backfired in epic fashion.
If I were the Democratic Party leadership or the Biden people, I would take that clip and run it all over the country, because the things she's saying that Biden stands for and LBJ and FDR stood for are the things most Americans want, and many are living on right now. You're going to attack Medicare?
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.